And we are live. And how are you all doing this fine morning or evening? Um, I realized that for some of you over in the USA or Canada, well, it's evening, late evening. And let's see here. We have some people who have joined the chat already. Um, Jamie from Michigan, good morning, good evening to you. Hilaku says, nature is blooming. Yes, certainly. And Selena Neo from the UK, good morning to you. So, this is going to be a live stream where we talk about everything and anything and everything. Because I just felt like, having a conversation, informal conversation with you guys. I don't have a specific topic for this live stream, so let's just chat a little bit. Yeah, and yes, I am quite tired. I didn't sleep well. Sometimes it's like that. I woke up very early and all that. Christian from Chile, Karen from Connecticut, and Jen, as always, good to see you. Bjorn from Holland. And recovering know it all. Cheers from Arizona, and IE Love from South Africa. So, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. Jennifer from Oregon. Hi there. New name, same old Swamp German. Yeah. Okay. So, thank you so much, and Terje, um, and is there Swede here? That's a funny name. I can't really say it, but yeah, that's funny. So yeah, I've been quite busy on YouTube lately. I've been putting a lot of content out there. I hope you have noticed. Um, it is a bit of a struggle right now on YouTube. Uh, I don't have to go into that, um, but it is what it is. It's not the censorship. It really isn't. It's people people want sensationalism, and yeah, okay, let's not go there. Hilaku says very busy with gardening at this time of year here in Finland, and Shredon Naisel says hi from Denmark, and we have 421 BB from California. So yeah, I have a video for the main channel for tomorrow. I will probably be uploading on Saturdays as usual. I tried Fridays, but it didn't really work that well, so I'll go back to Saturdays, but also a midweek video. And also, and this is the big news, I'm going to be uploading shorts, and they will point to the long format videos where that footage has been taken from, if you know what I mean. So, um, yeah, it's a funny thing, we are in this so-called modern society. We are we become quite isolated from each other. And it seems like not needing anyone is an ideal that's being hailed as the ultimate. I don't know what to call it. This idea that it's so great to just sit there on your own, um, by your computer or rather your smartphone, and being, oh, I'm independent, I'm strong and independent. You know, I'm getting it. It's getting on my nerves a little bit because it's such a big lie. Uh, so I want to say, and I guess we're going there now. We are going there. Um, no, you're not. If you're one of those people, and I don't think you guys in the chat are, but I see people claiming to be so strong and independent and, oh, I don't need anyone. Then they spend all their time looking at their smartphone, which is which really is a way of forgetting that you are alone. You're connecting with people in an artificial way, which we are doing now. It's okay, you know. But it's like we need community. And by that, I do not mean that we should gather together and form a community out in the woods. I don't think that would work, actually, but we need friends and we need to have a sort of community. We need to meet people physically and do things together. I think that's very important. Now, I lost all my friends, but I don't think they were friends because then if they were, I would not have lost them during the COVID thing, because of my attitude, which was very, they couldn't tolerate that, you know. And what I said is that the whole jab, the poke in the shoulder thing, it needs to be a choice, and nobody should be threatened or coerced into making a certain choice. And that was very, very controversial. Still is, what has the world come to? So I found myself without any friends. But then through YouTube mainly, I connected with other people, and some of them I talk to, like not face to face because they do not live in Norway, but on a daily basis, which is great. It's that's an important part of my life, um, and yeah, just wanted to say that when we need community, and we are moving towards a kind of society where everyone is alone. Everyone is living his or her own life, and that's being hailed as the ideal way to live your life. And you have to ask, is there an agenda? Is that what certain people in power want? Or is it just happening is it a natural process that we are seeing? Um, I think we need to be aware of this. And I think that you're lying to yourself if you think that you are completely happy all alone. If that's the case, then do not use social media or your smartphone for a month. And if you think if you're okay with that, then okay. Maybe you are one of those very rare solitary beings that thrive with solitude, And don't get me wrong, I need solitude. I'm a writer, I'm an author. I need solitude, but I also need community and other people. So what I'm trying to get across here is that I think most people are lying when they're saying that they don't need anyone because they use their smartphone, social media, as a substitute for meeting people physically. So, having said that, let's see here in the chat. For yes, 41. I'll just say 41. People are forgetting how to live properly. Yes, they are, and I think there's a difference between men and women here. I think they're equally bad concerning this, but it's a bit different. Um, and the main reason is that um, now it's some of these things are kind of I feel I'm too tired to talk about them. So let me just scroll up. Uh, WT says, I had no friends. I only lost my family to the poke, jab, propaganda swallowed me whole. Yeah, I know what that's like. Um, let's see here. 41, well, thank you for saying that. You're saying that my attitude was what one of the biggest things that got you through the past 3 years. So, well, thank you, Dave. That's very kind of you to say that. Um, Adam says you have 106,000 friends. Yeah, that would have been great. And on the main channel, almost 600,000 subscribers. But I can tell you that that's that's not the same as friends. Um, so you know, 41 says you'll get more subscribers with the shorts. Well, I hope so. I really hope so. Um, Christian says I need real friends too. Oh, Fox, yes, divide and conquer at its finest. Yeah, you have to wonder. You have to wonder um, if there's a purpose behind this whole thing. Sabai Dog says it's about connecting online and then doing real things offline. Yes. Pamela says, I hate living alone. I am not lonely, but it seems, as you say, society is going that way. Um, yeah, it is. Well, thank you for that donation. That is very kind of you. Um, that is very kind of you, Mike. I, I I've been thinking about this quite a lot lately because um, I guess for me, it's like I will be a so-called empty nester when the kids have moved out. In my daughter will be moving out this summer. My son will be moving out in just a few years, and then you start wondering what's my purpose, you know, and and that really is difficult. It really is difficult. And I live in Norway. It is not the most exciting country to live in, I can tell you that. I like to travel, but and it's don't get me wrong here. It's not like I'm this needy person who can't be alone. But I have to tell you, I'm 50 years old, and I've done two or three hundred, uh, lectures, stage talks, and reading from my books, and so on. So I've been traveling a lot in my work, and I've been traveling a lot doing research and things like that up through the years. I've traveled much more than most people, and I've always traveled alone, and I have no problem with that. But I find that where I am in my life now, I need, I want some community. It would have been nice, you know. I'm just saying that I'm being honest with you, and I think it's a natural thing, you know. Did you? Norway is a mental and digital hellscape. Yeah, well, then I wonder, Sabai dog, where did you flee to? Where did you go to? Um, oh yeah, well, Sølvfox, I really support making it more difficult for people to buy tobacco. Absolutely, because that's not a choice that people are making. And I've been working as a hypnotherapist, helping people stop using that substance. And what they're telling me is that I'm not making this choice. The addiction is making the choice for me. But anyway, I guess that got you all triggered a little bit. Not you all, but was it Sølvfox? Um, let's see here. User 777 says I started hiking thanks to thanks to my advice. Well, thank you for that. That's awesome. Um, 4 to 1. Let's see here. Tanya says technology is separating us. Yes. And you're saying that you see people on a terrace watching on their smartphone instead of talking. It's horrible. Yeah. I don't have a smartphone, and when and I'll just say this, it's funny how people, it's so unimaginable to some people that I don't have a smartphone. It's like they can't believe it. So I still see comments on my videos. If I mentioned if I mention that I don't have a smartphone, they will say, "Well, how do you film your videos then?" Yeah, actually, and I actually suspect that they're not just trolling. Yeah, but anyway, what seems to be the issue here is addiction, like with tobacco. People are addicted to the smartphone, and that's a problem. A few years ago, people did talk about that, and they viewed that as a bit of a challenge. But now it's like they've given up. It's like the obesity thing. It's like people have given up, and they just redefine what health is. Oh, you weigh 300 pounds? Well, good for you. Just as healthy as being slim or athletic. Anyway, oh, I mentioned that as well. 41 says walking in the woods is very healing. Yes. Sabai says I glued my. This is very cool. I glued my only remaining smartphone to the to the lid of my laptop in 2020, then glued the laptop to my desk. Yeah. Um, you know, I am moving more and more towards. Not towards. I'm moving more and more away from technology because I find that even though it's convenient, I can do things like this, for instance. It is also very negative, and I find myself being trapped in the negativity. So I don't like it so much. I don't like what it does to me. I don't like, we have a TV here. I in the house. I hate the TV and I hate emails. And it's like I'm considering having someone to manage Instagram for me because it is an I it's yeah, Instagram, it's different from YouTube, and yeah, I won't go there, but it's just it's yeah, I want to move away from all of that, you know. Yes, I've Tanya posture. I've seen they have this bump in their necks. Yes. Sirena says I hate being trapped by emails and voicemails. Yeah, exactly. Savoy says it totally is designed this way. I have been partly into these things for years. What I have seen is scary beyond comprehension. Would you mind sharing some information about that here in the chat? But you know how it works. Just be careful. Um, let's see here. Let's see. Mr. Peep says I haven't turned my TV on in over 5 years. It's not even plugged in. Oh, wonderful! That's beautiful. So let's see here. Sure, says Sabai, but later from untraceable accounts. Okay, okay. Um, has there been a knife attack in France yesterday? Uh, no. A Syrian refugee? No, but it's like it happens so often now. It might not even reach the news here. Hmm. Okay. If I do I consider myself an optimist? Well, yes, I do, actually. Brad says I go on hikes multiple times a week, grow different plants, and so on. The phone is so insignificant to me now. Yeah, children got stabbed. Okay, that's horrible. Um, well, Christian, that's awesome. Now, actually, I have some. I think it's big things coming up. Um, I will let you know in when it's ready. So yeah, let's see here. Brad says I'm probably doing between 80 to 100 ks. Is that kilometers a week? I also have one leg. Do you have only one leg? Well, that's. I'm sorry, but that 100 kilometers a week. That's a lot. That's a lot. Um, Anarchy Tattoo Studios. Thank you for the donation. Thoughts on the origin of our existence? Well, yes. Um, we are. Uh, we evolved as mammals and all that. We grew long legs. So we are the apes with long legs. Um, Now let's see here. Let's see. 100. Oh, was that steps? Mr. Sorpo's 14K steps only. 14,000 steps because you walked to work. Now let's see here. Let's see. Ratatosk says, I'd rather sit around the fire having conversation instead of using a smartphone. Yeah, I agree. Oh, Brad says hiking usually over 10 a day, 10 kilometers. Okay, that's awesome. Um, let's see. I'll just scroll up a little bit. You'll have to excuse me. I know that people watching this in replay might think it's a bit boring, but I just want to connect with people here. So I'm looking at the chat here. Okay. Let's see here. One comment I'm looking for. Where? Oh, Sabai says, had the power going out for 3 days when I still had a tiny house in rural Norway. After a couple of days, all the cell phone towers died. Wonderful. It's early morning in Texas. That is it. Early morning in Texas? No, that can't be right. Sorry, I'm a little bit tired and inconsistent. No, not inconsistent. Sorry. I'll do my best here. Yeah, Bush TV. That's a campfire. Yes, I've heard it being called Bushcraft TV as well. Christian, well, I'm glad to hear that. Texas is 3 hours ahead of you, Jen. Okay, I see. Oh yeah, because yes, okay. Yeah, the time zones are it's a little bit confusing sometimes. Now, Sailing SV Frigg says hi. Hello there. Okay, so I want to talk about, Lost in Europe says morning. Good morning to you. I want to talk about um, where we are heading. Okay. And people send me a lot of information, and most of it I can't check if it's true or not, so I'm not using it. You know, I have to double check everything before I share it on a platform like this. But it seems like, and this is going to be, like the big thing, and I will be talking about this on my main channel tomorrow in the video there. But it seems like the things that are natural to us as human beings, we are supposed to move away from that, away from the natural state of things, away from nature. And it's been going on for some time now, and I'm seeing that it's getting worse. Um, we're losing people, okay, especially young people, but also older people. They are being swallowed up by this matrix, this big matrix. If I, you've seen the movie, right? So it's like they move closer and closer to the artificial and fake stuff, and further away from a more natural way of living. That's what I feel that is happening now. And I feel extremely lonely because of that. Because I've been seeing this happening for a long time, and I now see that some of these people, or maybe most of those people, I can't connect with them anymore. They've gone too far in that direction. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm talking about here? Um, and we are using social media to have this conversation now. But when I'm done with this, you know, I'm I close my computer, and that's it. And everyone's saying yes. Yes, everything we do on an electronic device is monitored. It is, the surveillance is off the scales. It's everywhere. Um, and it's like one of these things that I hate is when you see, and I have to say this, it's mostly women, outdoors influencers in their yoga pants or without the yoga pants. And it seems to me that a lot of those are out there just to get the likes and the views. There are exceptions, of course. Not saying that I am not saying that every female outdoors Instagrammer or YouTuber is doing that just for the views and the attention. Not saying that, but it's obvious that quite a lot of them do, and I think that's wrong. That's not what nature should be about. But maybe it doesn't matter so much anymore. Um, so yeah, there is also, let's talk about two things there quickly. Mention I will quickly mention that, yes, um, it seems to me like after the whole COVID crisis, people have gotten more stupid. That's how I will put it. They seem naive, stupid. It's like they can't. They've lost the ability of critical thinking. And then I just yeah, a tick box. Did you go to TikTok? Oh dear. Shocked, 15, 25 years old, seem to be completely lost. A young lady that did absolutely nothing, but she's got the most followers. Yeah, it's like it's very honest. Social media, in a way, it's very honest. You know, I could go out there and I could, on my main channel, I could go out there and I could show you guys how to make a proper campfire under challenging conditions, for instance. Nobody would watch that. Well, some, but relatively speaking, very few people would be interested in watching that. It's just how it is. But I will also say this: we are we have this Pride Month now. I don't know. I don't really get it, the whole thing. But also, I don't get. Is it like the same month in all countries, or? But I I don't know. But I've been told it's that time of the year now, and I'll have to say this. A month, is that really necessary? Is it that important? Do we need a month of that? It's in your face all of the time, you know. And it's been Pride Month all year. You know, it's I'm not very emotionally invested in the whole that topic. I don't really care so much about it, and I don't get offended, and it's not something I think about a lot. But I'm reminded every year at this time of the year that, oh, it's like it's all over the place, and these rainbows and all that. And it's like and I don't care if people are gay or whatever, as long as they are adults, and what's the consenting adults is the word I think I'm looking for here. But it's all over the place. And is it really that important? Is it really? And I've seen several times, and I'm not making this up. By the way, I'm never ever making things up here. But I've seen in the comments people writing that they themselves are gay and they hate the Pride Month and the Pride movement. I've seen that several times, and it's like I I can understand that in a way, because it's why does it need to be so in your face all the time? And I don't know. But this is something that is also against nature. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that if you're gay, you're against nature, or you're not saying that, but the attention to it, like, as a person, it's one part of your person, right? It's not your entire personality. It's one part of you, right? But some people, they seem to make it, this is my whole identity. Oh, and I get so fed up with it, you know. Um, yeah, Brandon says it goes for a whole month, so must be very important. So here's a few things that I think deserves more attention than the pride movement. Conservation of nature, cleaning up the oceans, animal welfare, um, the mistreatment of the Uyghurs in China, um, world hunger, clean water, getting clean water, making it so that everyone has access to clean water, poverty. Uh, well, I could go on and on. And all of these things are, yeah, GB says Mother's Month, Father's Month. Rehman says, "Can we have a peace month?" No, we is that not important? No, we're not. We don't. No, peace is not. We don't. That's politically incorrect, especially if you're talking about the crisis in Ukraine. We do not want that. No. Um, Karen says, anytime you want to make the outdoor campfire video, please do. Nothing better than nature. I would, but also I need to be mindful of the views. Otherwise, YouTube will just continue to put my channel down in the basement. I need people to actually watch my videos. Yeah, Ethic Boxing says peace is not allowed. You're an extremist if you want peace, actually. You're yeah, turn off the TV, you know. You know what I would like? Then here's anyone technically skilled concerning social media. Here's what I want. I want one app or website or one thing. And you will say, oh, there is such a thing. No, I haven't found it yet. A one thing where everyone who wants to reach me in so different ways, it all gets channeled through that one thing. That's what I want. And no, I can't set that up actually, because some people will send me messages on Instagram. Some people will, well, a lot of people are commenting here, of course. Emails. I have several email accounts because I have to, because of security reasons and so on. And yeah, that would have been nice, because then I could check that app or whatever website once uh, once a week or a couple of times a week, and that would be it. And I would upload videos as I do, and live streams, and that would be all. um, yeah, let's see here. Yes, it would all be part of the surveillance grid. Yes, I know. Everything digital is part of the surveillance grid. When you drive your car, all these cameras also part of the surveillance grid. Yes. A lot of people are saying you could do this and that. Yeah, no, I don't read all the comments because that it's simply not possible. Yes, this is my smartphone here. It is very nice. I made it myself, this, and it says here I can do what I want. A nice photo there. I'm smiling. So yeah, it's you can carve it, and gives you great connection with nature. So yeah, let's see here. Albert says 68 countries criminalize being gay. That's a big deal. Yes, I absolutely agree. Uh, it's a crime against humanity. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, skulls. Yeah, Bjorn can do what he wants. Let's see here. Yes. It says there, so it must be true, right? Um, is it a notepad smartphone? No, it's an iWood. Very funny. Um, let's see here. Yeah, it's a block of wood. Yeah. Um, now, so I am very happy that you and that you like my smartphone. Yeah. I would, if I had more time, I would just sell wooden smartphones for a laugh. But that would be. But I think also that you can make one. You don't have to buy one. You can make a smart wooden smartphone yourself. It's not very complicated. Yeah, yeah. Lots of advantages to this smartphone. So, um, yeah, Facebook is terrible, isn't it? They took down a link to one of my live streams. No, to one of my videos on the main channel, which was funny because I used. So, okay, let's talk about that. So, I had a video where I used data from the World Health Organization database and some PRICK pointed out, oh, just because it's in the database, WHO database doesn't mean that World Health Organization endorses what it says. Okay, yeah, let's split hair. Okay, now let's not split hairs. So, but anyway, that's a credible research report. The link between the MR, lots of letters here, mRNA jab and multiple sclerosis, and and YouTube was fine with that, but Facebook took down my blog post linking to that video, and they said in their policies that they are following the World Health Organization, information coming from the World Health Organization. And I'm using data from the World Health Organization database. So it's like they're completely stupid is not the right word. Ignorant is a better word, I think. Stay away. Euron forgot to stay away from Facebook and Insta. Yeah, well, Instagram is something I use because I kind of have to. It's a big disadvantage for YouTube if you don't use Instagram. And that's just how it is. It's difficult enough to get people to watch my videos, so I have to be on Instagram. But you don't need a smartphone to be on Instagram, luckily. Um, let's see. Let's see here. Yeah, ignorant, stupid. Yeah, yeah. So, is it birchwood? I can't remember now. It is. Is it ash? Ashwood? Might be birch. I'm not. I'm not sure. Okay. Um, Albert says, I want some Jarlsberg and Norwegian salmon now. I could live on it. Yeah. I have heard, Mike, yes, I have heard about the Canadian wildfires. So let's talk a little bit about that briefly, and then I will end this live stream, and then I will get some food, buy not buy some food, eat some food. I will take a shower, and then I will be off for physiotherapy, which I'm looking forward to, even though it's a little bit painful. I have aches all over the place. No, it's not that bad. No, it's in a cup in my neck and my right thigh. It's from training. It's not dramatic. Um, the wildfires. Yeah. Mike, thanks for the donation. Elon Musk. Well, I don't like him. I don't like him at all. Uh, no matter what he says, or I just don't like the guy. But but okay, the wildfires in the Canadian wildfires. I heard someone has been arrested for arson, but there is also the fact that, well, actually, I do not know the situation with the weather in North America. I would have to look into that. But I can tell you that Europe is very dry now. It's very warm, it's very dry, and I I am considering now to not even use my firebox, um, which it is perfectly legal to use the firebox, but it's like I'm worried that a spark might fly off and set the woodland on fire, because it's completely dry and there is no rain in sight for the next 2 weeks. And you can go up into the woods there and you can break off. The soil is very thin because it's the bedrock is right there in the surface of the ground, and you can break pieces of soil off of the bedrock. It's completely dry. um, and I fear that we will have quite a lot of wildfires this summer. Um, so also, I think that the climate is changing. It is getting warmer, um, which I don't like, but what can you do? And they are not making it any better by the deforestation makes it all worse, of course. So um, yeah, okay. Nitekry says that I worried to even smoke last week in Rotterdam. It was so dry. Well, I think that would be safe. Well, it's not good for your health, of course, but the sparks would not travel that far. I think. Um, but let's see here. Yeah, it is. Everyone's saying that it's so warm, it's so dry. We need rain, and I am kind of suffering in this warm weather. I don't I don't do well in warm weather like this. Um, so yeah, Sid. Well, the sun is certainly something that is affecting the weather and the climate, but it's not the whole. It's not only that. We know that it is not only that. You know, it's quite complex. It's a complex matter. But don't get me wrong here. I I drive a petrol car, and I have very good conscience for doing that. Um, okay. Okay, Breeze Og says careless smoking at campsites are a cause, but Canada is hot in the summer, so it is a risk. Edward says that he got a heat stroke twice last month gardening. Oh, I hope you're okay now. And be careful out there in the heat. Lots of people want me to talk about, I see, chemtrails and geoengineering. But it, it would take a lot of time to read up on that. I have tried. It is difficult to find proper information. There are loads of conspiracy theories out there, but you need proof, right? Um, and I haven't been able to devote that much time to it. Okay. Yeah, actually, I'll admit one thing. I almost started a forest fire once when I was a teenager. I was careless with a campfire, and I thought it was out, and then I went back there a few days later, and it had actually the fire had gone underground and up somewhere else. So after I left, so actually that could have been nothing happened, but that taught me a lesson. Taught me that you really have to be completely certain that there is no spark, there are no sparks, and the fire is out. So that's very important. Yeah, live and learn. Um, yeah, and and also one thing I don't like. I see it's an English thing. This thing where they take the moss and grass off the ground. They make the campfire there, and then they put it on top again. I think you maybe that's safe in England because it's more moist, but here it would be like that would practically be you starting a new fire because the soil is, as I said, very often quite dry, and then you put it on top of where you had the fire. If there's one ember there, it will start burning. So um, let's see. Yeah, well, forest fire or wildfires, you know, used to be a normal thing, says April. Yes, but also we have much less woodland now. So, when it burns, it's much more, it's much worse because we don't have any woodland to lose, the way I see it. Okay, Karen, can you give me some information about what you just wrote there, the three-step campaign? Because that could be very valuable um, for us all. And Kay Davis is also asking. I can look it up myself, but if you have some um, information, then please share. So, um, oh, GB says my birthday is coming in a couple of weeks. Summer solstice. I hope I can go camp. Yes, that I'm sure that will be wonderful. Yeah, Sid, I understand what you're saying there. You're saying that they stopped forest management and that the Brush pile up. Well, maybe it's different in where you are, but I will say this: the safest forest is the forest that is just left to be, that is just left there. The most dangerous forest is the one that has been chopped down, and I see it all the time. Because when they chop down the trees here, they're clear cutting fields. Um, that is, it's like a bunch of matchsticks lying there with the branches that they leave there. No, okay, let's see. Um, let's see here. Uh, Three-step campaign. I'll look into that. That sounds, what's the word? Nefarious. Nefarious. um, you have to clear the drop. Well, they never do. That's the problem. They never do. Um, so so yeah, big piles of spruce branches lying there for years. It's just left there, and as you can imagine, that burns really well. You know. Okay. First was WHO treaty. Second was WHO health regulations. Third is GDHCN. Okay. Um, I will certainly look into that. Yeah. What happened to your Spanish dogs? Well, they are here. Nothing happened to them. One of them is sleeping right here. The other one is sleeping out there. Let's see here. Um, okay. I will look more into this. Alan says digital vax passport worldwide to start. No, I didn't find that lost dog. Um, Sadly, what I did was I bought 6 trail cams, and I said to the owners that you can just borrow them. By the way, Karen says GDHCN is Global Digital Health Certification Network. Oh, they did go there. Okay. Yeah, this is quite important. This is quite important. I'll make a note. Thank you, Karen. Um, you'll have to excuse me. This is important. So, um, global digital health. Isn't that ironic? They used the word health. Um, Certification network. You know what I want? I want one of these old Volkswagen vans, that has been converted into a camper van, because that with the dogs it's a little bit complicated to have them on the boat. It's okay, but it's a van like that would be much more easier, and I want to travel like that, because it seems like I will not be traveling anywhere anymore if these people get what they want. They really are quite something, aren't they? Okay. Um, Sabai, oh, do you have one of those back here in Norway? The top pops up to a tent. Yes, I really want one of those. They are so cool and so expensive. They've become so expensive now. Um, Lots of people want them. Yeah, it's they look so cool. Uh, yeah, I would really want one of those. Um, yeah, they are the devil in the flesh. Yes, I agree, and I'm not even a Christian, but I agree. I agree. Um, oh. um, Karen, you know, you can reach out to me if you want to, if you have information you want to share on that. Um, there's an email in the, you will find it on the info page on this channel. It's for business only, but I'm sure that if you want to and you send me some information, then yeah, um, that would help. Absolutely. This is something I'll probably get into on the main channel. um, you see, I kind of, I had to look away from the whole thing because I got upset and depressed by it. But I'm back now. Okay, so um, yeah, Lil Bits DK is asking, do you notice more not living anymore people in the 50, 65-year range than usual? It is terrible. I feel so alone as someone in that age group myself. Well, I'm 50, so I just entered that age group. But it's like nobody's doing anything. They're just sitting there. It's like their life is over. They're just sitting there. Nothing. There is nothing going on. Nothing. Okay. I'll have to move on here. I have this physiotherapy thing in 45 minutes where the therapist will be inflicting quite a lot of pain in my shoulders and now my right thigh. Um, so, but it gets better. It helps. So then I will be able to push my limits a little bit more next week in the gym. So that will be. It's a little bit idiotic, isn't it? But it is what it is. So yeah. Uh, okay. Um, did you get some nice new hiking boots? No, it's the old ones. I'm using the old ones still. Okay. Wolf Bride says I'm 68, but my age does not define me. That's great. That's how it should be. Okay, so I have to go now. This was a great live stream. I enjoyed it very much, and thank you all for joining. Okay, have a wonderful day or night, and we'll speak soon.